easy steps to make sure you can achieve the wheel pose. First thing, let me show you how to set up for the wheel pose to start with, and the key things that you need to think about when in the wheel pose. When setting up for the wheel pose, you want to make sure that your hands are by your head and that your feet are as close to your bottom as possible. Then you're going to push up onto your head first, and then you're going to drive your feet into the mat and bring your chest all the way forward so you're over your wrist. And then you're going to think about driving your hips up as high as you can, really squeezing your bum muscles, and then just keep thinking about pushing that chest forward and driving through your feet. A lot of people struggle with the first initial part of the wheel pose, and that's the push part of it, so bringing your head off the floor. So my first step on achieving the wheel pose is building shoulder strength. Here is an exercise that I'm going to show you that's going to help build that strength and get you pushing up into that wheel pose a lot easier. So here I'm demonstrating the pike press. To start with, you want to bring your hips nice and high, place your hands on the floor, and then you want to guide your head so it's like a triangle with your hands. So your head is in the middle and then your hands are just behind. Push your hands all the way up so you're getting the full range of motion. So you're basically popping your head up at the top, so bringing your head through your arms. To make this easier, you can bend your knees a lot more, or you can walk your hands forward so your hips are not so high. And then to make this harder, you can bring your hips even higher, so walk your feet in, and this way you're putting a lot more weight onto your shoulders. This is very hard. Another thing I notice when people are in the wheel pose is that they can't seem to pop their head through at the top, meaning they can't bring their shoulders all the way back because they haven't got the flexibility or mobility in their shoulders. So my second step on how to achieve the wheel pose is shoulder flexibility. So for the next one, you're going to need a foam roller, or you can do it with yoga blocks or books or anything that's just going to bring you off the floor a little bit. You're going to bring it on the bottom of your shoulder blades. You're going to lean back. You're going to bring your hands up and over your head. Gaze comes back. And then in this position, you're just going to take deep breaths and then slowly exhaling all of it. You want to think about really reaching your arms over your head. Keep reaching as much as you can, and then letting your head just drop down and relaxing your shoulders on the foam roller, keeping your bum on the floor, and then just hold it. Anywhere between 30 to 1 minute. Now the third and final step is making sure that you have a good flexibility in your quads and your hips to get yourself into that nice arch position. If you feel like you've got really tight hips and tight quads, this could be a holding factor of why you can't bring your hips up nice and high and create that nice arch. So I'm going to show you the stretch that is going to take all your worries away and be able to stretch out your quads and your hips at the same time as adding a nice little back bend that's going to recreate that wheel positioning. And hopefully over time you keep being consistent with this, you'll be able to get into that wheel pose with ease and less effort. First off, you want to bring that knee as close to the wall as possible, or a sofa, and then you're going to come up, and I want you to think about swooping that right knee, which is close to the wall, squeezing your right glute, and then you'll feel your quad fire up and your hip flexor fire up. That's what we want. And then you're just going to lean your hips forward and drive your hands up to the sky and add in a little back bend so you're replicating that arch that you create when you're in the wheel pose. You're going to hold this position anywhere between 30 seconds to 1 minute and make sure you do both sides. There we have it, the 3 steps to achieve the wheel pose. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, it would really help me if you give it a thumbs up and if you subscribe to my channel. If you want to learn another skill, hit this video here, and I have a few more that you might like too. Have a lovely day, and thank you very much for watching. Mwah!